What stands out to you most about Philadelphia's defense when you look at them?
Well, their front four is really, really talented. I mean, they can really rush. They got some great players, and so it's going to be a great battle, and we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a game where you have some of the best players in the National Football League on the field at one time. So it's going to be exciting.
How different do they look from when you saw them a year ago? Have they changed at all? Are you expecting anything different from them this year?
Well, I think that they're just when you think about Coach Peterson and everybody else, and then also Carson being in the system too as well, their team just has really come together as one. Last year too as well when we played them, I think that they had a lot of the same guys on defense especially. So it's going to be somewhat similar, but they're playing at the highest level in the National Football League right now. So it's going to be a tough challenge ahead.
Carson Wentz much at all?
Yeah, I love what Carson Wentz is doing. I love watching him, and I've gotten to know him a little bit when he played out here last time and stuff, when we stayed in touch a couple times. But, I think that, first of all, he's a man of God. I think, second of all, he's a great football player. I think, third of all, he's playing great football right now, so it's fun to watch him.
Pete was saying yesterday there was one play Sunday that he sort of got on you a little bit for trying too hard, putting yourself in a little bit of danger.
On Sunday, this past Sunday?
Yeah, the game against 49ers.
I'm trying to remember what. Oh, I think it was the last play, like when I slid or whatever, trying to get down and trying to. Yeah, I mean, I'm always going to play hard. I'm going to play smart too. So, you just got to play the game the way that you as fast and as tough and smart as you can.
You mentioned 3 hits the 49ers had on you that he sent into the league. Did you remember those at the time being a little beyond the norm or something?
I don't remember. My mind's rolling when I'm playing out there. So, it's a tough physical sport. You just got to keep going to the next play. I'm not honestly sure what plays he's referring to or anything like that in particular that they sent in, but I just try to play the game one play at a time.
When did your jaw feel, or is it feeling any better?
It feels great now. My jaw finally feels good now. Yeah, it was a good week. It was a good week, probably, I'd say. The first 3 days to 4 days were pretty tough, and then it started feeling way exponentially better. So I'm good now. I can finally talk normal.
When it comes to the decision when you're running of get out of bounds, get down, or if you need to fight for those extra yards, do you go into a play knowing like, okay, it's 3rd down, I need to get this no matter what, or the red zone, or is it sort of just instinctual as the play unfolds that you know where you?
Yeah, a lot of it's instinctual. I think a lot of it's also situational too. It's kind of they both correlate. I think that you have to be determined to try to get the first down, but you also have to be smart enough to not try to take an unnecessary hit too as well. And it all depends on the point in the game. Is it the first quarter? Is it the last play of the game? All that kind of stuff. So, but you just try to play each play and not try to predetermine. I'm trying to get as many yards as I can in terms of getting out of bounds or getting upfield, but then making sure that I get down and slide.
Bobby Wagner yesterday said Defensive Player of the Year has always been a goal of his. He's getting talked about it. You're getting talked about it. For some people say MVP. Has that ever been a goal of yours, or what does that mean to you to be talked about that way?
Yeah, I mean, I think you always set individual goals that you want to be. I'd be lying if you don't want to be the best in the world. Then what are you out here for? So I know for me, I try to play at the highest level every time I step on the field, and try to find a way to win. I think the quarterback position is really about the others. I think it's really about trying to make the other 10 guys on the field better, and typically the best quarterbacks in the National Football League find ways to make the other guys better. That's my main concern and my main focus at all times is helping our football team win. And so I think with that though, with winning, with success, you got great teams. Usually typically have really good quarterbacks and find ways to win games and find ways and everything else. It's not an easy position, and so for me individually, I always want to be my best. I want to be lights out every time I step on the field, and I want to be the best in the world. And then that's not a that's the truth. I try to strive for that every day, every morning I wake up, every night, every off season, every year. But at the end of the day, it's all about winning. That's what I really love. I love winning. I love trying to get to the end goal and winning the end goal.
Darrell Bevel was saying yesterday he thinks the work you and Jimmy Graham had in the offseason has really helped a lot. Is there a specific thing or two you can point to that's really helped? That
that has really changed how you guys have been able to
Yeah, I think it's just continual. I think it's just continual work, really. I think that with Jimmy and I, we're super, super close. We're best friends and stuff. But also, I think this off season we were able to really spend a lot of time together throwing. And he came to LA and we got tons of training in then and with the big group, and then also just together as well. And I think that individual time, but also that group time is really crucial. Also, Jimmy's arguably one of the best tight ends to ever play the game. And so, for the first 2 years, I thought we did good. We had very high. We always have high expectations. We still have even higher expectations for the rest of this season. But the reality is that he got bumped and bruised, and then that was an unfortunate situation. And so he really had a great offseason. He was really, really hungry. He worked every day, and it was great. It's always a joy to be able to play with great players like him. And there's so many guys, that you get to work with, guys like Tyler and Paul and Doug Baldwin and Luke Wilson and Nick Vannett. He had his first touchdown last week. So it's always fun to be able to work with guys like that and guys who are passionate about the game, passionate about their job, and passionate about being great. And I love that. And that's what makes it so much fun to be here every day and work with guys like Jimmy.
What sorts of things would you guys do? Is it a matter of just going out on the field and throwing to it, like you throw into him, or like what? Detail some of the stuff.
Yeah, we watch a little bit of film, and then also a lot of it's just going out in the field and just one-on-one or throwing and doing a lot of stuff together, and then also working out together some too as well. He's a lot bigger than me, so his workouts are a little bit different than mine, but but it's it's one of those things that constant work is really, really crucial, and so we've been determined all year to try to be great, and I think that Jimmy's doing a phenomenal job doing that.
How much of a better field do you think you have this year for those one-on-one, either fade, slant throws down near the goal line? How much better do you feel in that capacity, having that relationship with him and knowing how to get that to pay off?
Well, the chemistry is great right now. You can't get any better really. You want to keep it going and keep focusing on trying to find ways to get him the football, and also same thing with Doug and same thing with Paul and Tyler and those guys. And so. I think it's like I said, it's really kind of simple. It's just tons of work and it's just like baseball. You get tons of at bats and you just get used to it. You get used to the pitcher catcher relationship. All that's really, really critical. It's sports, and so the more you play with guys, the even better flow that you find, and we're definitely in that flow state right now.
A few years ago, you recalled a conversation you had with Marshawn on the sidelines when the Seahawks were behind, and he basically said, "Take over." Do you remember that episode, and what is it at all influential in how you've gone into making your decisions about on the field about how to conduct either a run, a pass, or anything else?
Well, yeah, I think that when you talk about that, I think that sometimes the game's on the line. You gotta find a way to take over and find a way to really help your team win. I think that's what all great players do. No matter if you're Bobby Wagner, like defense, or other guys on our offense that make great plays, and other sports that you see other players. I think that my mentality is I really try to keep it really simple. I really just try to play one play at a time and not let the moment be too big. No moment's too big, no moment's too small. It's just this moment right now. And I think for me, I really try to focus on that in practice, and then try to bring that fire and passion when I'm playing. And then when it comes to the game and trying to, quote unquote, take over, I think it's really just trusting the other guys to make the great plays, and having no fear. I have absolutely no fear when I play, and it's because of the work ethic and the preparation. Like I've always said in the past, the separation is in the preparation, and that allows me to be calm in those moments. And then also you have great players around you that allow you to trust those moments and allow them to make great plays, and that's what traditionally usually happens, for us.
Russ, do you embrace the underdog role?
Embrace the what?
The underdog role, or the role of the underdog?
Yeah, I don't look at the scores in Vegas or whatever. I just look at the guys across me and get to go win. I don't know what odds are or anything else. I know guys got to suit up and play, and that's all the times that we've been on the favorite side or vice versa. It's another great opportunity to play a great game that we love. And so I don't really know about the underdog part of it. I just want to try to be the best every time we step on the field.
Going back to Wentz for a second, what do you remember being different in your second season, just making that going from rookie to second year season?
Well, there's a real thing like the sophomore slump thing, you know, and that's real, you know, because it's such a long season, you know, going from, you know, college where you're playing, you know, 12 to 14 games, and then coming, you know, to the NFL. And if you're fortunate to start right away, you know, it's 20 games hopefully, with playoffs and all that, you know, and then you have, you know, training camp and everything else, and so it's a long drawn out thing, and I think that. You know, there's a handful of guys that can handle it, and a handful of guys that can transition into it. I think Carson's one of those guys. I think that he's put the work in. I think first of all he's got a great coach and Coach Doug Peterson. You know, I've gotten to know him over the past too as well, and just you know, he's a great ball coach. He's played the position before, and then you know Carson, he's passionate about the game. You know, and I think he brings others with him, and so. When I watch Carson, for example, I think that he's super calm. You know, he finds ways to make plays, and I think that this being his second year, he's gonna have an amazing future ahead of him. He's gonna play great for years, and I'm looking forward to it.
Anything else? Thanks, Ross.
Thank you guys. Go Hawks.